All right, so let's picture this. You've got your cat, right? This sleek little hunter, basically a tiny panther living in your house. And then you look out the window, and what are they doing? They're chewing on grass, like a tiny furry lawnmower. It's kind of weird, right? Well, that's exactly the bizarre question we're going to dig into today. I mean, it's one of those classic cat mysteries, isn't it? It just seems to go against everything we think we know about them. So what is actually happening here? Are they feeling sick? Is it some kind of weird cat salad craving? Or is there something way more ancient going on?
And here's where it gets really puzzling. Cats are what scientists call obligate carnivores. Now, that's a fancy term, but all it means is they have to eat meat to survive. Their entire body, from their pointy teeth to their super efficient gut, is designed for one thing: processing meat. They literally don't have the right tools, the enzymes, to break down plants. So you gotta ask, why on earth are they eating it?
So to get to the bottom of this, let's start by looking at the usual explanations. You know, the ones that probably first came to your mind.
Yep, these are the big three, right? They feel sick and want to throw up, they're trying to cough up a hairball, or maybe they're missing some key nutrients in their food. The most popular idea for sure is that they're basically playing doctor. It makes sense, doesn't it? They feel a little sick, so they go eat some grass to, flush everything out.
And the logic seems pretty solid. The idea is that these long, stringy blades of grass kind of tickle their throat and stomach on the way down, which triggers that gag reflex. It sounds like a perfect way to get rid of a nasty hairball or maybe that lizard they shouldn't have eaten. But is that really what's going on?
Okay, so those are the theories. Now, let's bust out the lab coats and see what the actual research has to say about them.
And trust me, this is where it starts to get really, really interesting. For years, everybody just assumed the sick cat theory was true. But then, some researchers at the University of California, Davis did a huge study. They talked to over 1,000 cat owners to see what was really happening.
So get this. The first big bombshell from that study, a whopping 91% of cats showed zero signs of being sick before they went and ate grass. They were just chilling, being normal cats. That pretty much blows a hole in the idea that they're eating grass because they feel sick, right?
But wait, there's more. The researchers also looked at what happens after the grass eating. Now, if the whole point was to make themselves throw up, you'd expect it to happen pretty much every time. But nope. Turns out only about 27% of cats even throw up frequently afterwards. For the vast majority, vomiting isn't the main event. It's more like an accidental side effect.
All right, so maybe it's the hairball thing then. I mean, that would feel super plausible. Well, the scientists thought of that too. They looked at long-haired cats versus short-haired cats, and guess what? They found zero difference. The short-haired kitties, who get way fewer hairballs, were eating just as much grass as their fluffy, long-haired friends. So scratch that theory. It's not about the hairballs.
So, with all the usual suspects debunked, scientists started looking for a much deeper, much older reason. And what they found is absolutely fascinating. Turns out, this whole thing is probably an ancient instinct, something that's literally baked into their DNA.
Now, the leading theory has a pretty technical name: herbal prophylaxis. But don't worry, the idea behind it is actually really simple. It suggests that eating grass is an ancient instinct that basically works as nature's dewormer. We're talking about a behavior passed down for thousands of years from their wild ancestors to get rid of nasty internal parasites.
So how does this actually work? Well, it's pretty clever. First, the cat eats the grass, which, as we know, they can't digest. So those tough fibers move through their intestines, and as they do, they kind of kick the muscles in there into high gear. Think of the grass fibers like a big fibrous net just sweeping through, trapping any worms or parasites that are hanging out, and then flushing the whole lot right out of their system. It's a natural purge.
And here's the coolest part. It's not just our domestic cats. Scientists have looked at the poop, the scat, of wild predators like cougars and lynx, and they found the exact same thing. Blades of grass all wrapped around nasty intestinal worms. For their wild ancestors, this was a life-saving trick. It also explains why we often see younger cats eating more grass. Their immune systems aren't fully developed yet, so they're at a higher risk for parasites.
Okay, so we've established the big reason is this incredible ancient instinct. But that's not the whole story. There are actually a few other cool benefits for our modern, pampered house cats too.
It's not just about the fiber, it's also about the juice. Believe it or not, grass juice contains something called folic acid. You might know it as vitamin B9. This stuff is super important because it helps build hemoglobin, which is the protein that carries oxygen all around their body and their blood. It's a pretty big deal.
So little nibble on some grass can give them a nice little nutritional boost. So if you're thinking, hey, maybe I should give my cat some grass, you're on the right track. But it's best to get the safe indoor kind. And guess what? There are different types. Wheatgrass is awesome for helping with hairballs. Barley grass is packed with fiber and is amazing for their digestion. And oatgrass, well, that's often a hit with the picky eaters, and it even has a little magnesium to help them chill out.
And this leads me to a really, really important point for all you cat parents out there. You should absolutely get some safe, indoor cat grass for them to munch on. But, and this is a big but, you should never let them eat the grass from your lawn outside. Why? Because outdoor lawns are often sprayed with pesticides and fertilizers that are totally toxic to cats. And, kind of ironically, the soil can be full of parasite eggs from other animals, the very thing this instinct evolved to fight.
So let's wrap this all up. We've gone from the old myths that we've all heard to the really cool science that explains what's actually going on with this quirky cat habit. The biggest thing to remember is this. When you see your cat munching on some greenery, don't immediately think they're sick. They're not. They're just listening to their instincts, tapping into this ancient program that's been keeping their ancestors healthy for a very, very long time.
There's this quote that just nails it. It is a sophisticated, multi-purpose evolutionary adaptation, a predator maintaining its internal ecosystem through an ancient and instinctive health regimen. I mean, how cool is that? It's not a weird habit. It's your tiny predator doing a bit of ancient, instinctive self-care. It's a direct link between the fluff ball on your couch and the wild hunters they came from.
But now I want to hear from you. What about your cat? Are they a grass eater? And what have you noticed? Do they just seem to enjoy it, or does it, sometimes result in a little surprise on the rug? Drop your stories in the comments below. I'd love to read them. It's just so fascinating to see this wild instinct in action. Thanks so much for tuning in.